Hi friends, welcome back to Sew Happy and to another full-length sewing tutorial. Today I'm sewing up a beautiful and beginner-friendly pattern, Simplicity 8454, and I chose View C. But this pattern includes multiple flounce options, giving you lots of versatility depending on your style. For my fabric, I went with a linen K blend, which has that soft fluid drape but still holds its shape just enough to highlight the design details. One of my favorite features, especially if you're newer to sewing, is the simple back button opening. It's clean, approachable, and a great way to practice finishing techniques without feeling overwhelmed. If you're looking for a project that feels polished and totally doable, this one is a great place to start. Let's get sewing. Here is the wrong side of my front bodice piece, and I've gone ahead and marked my darts. Now I'll pin them in place. Sew the darts from the outside edge to the point, leaving thread tails at the point so you can tie them in knots. Then press your darts downward. Place the front yoke right sides together with the front bodice and pin in place. Sew this yoke seam with a 5/8 inch seam allowance. Finish the raw edges together and press the seam down toward the bodice. Here is one of my back bodice pieces, and I'm going to go ahead and finish the raw edges of the center back from top to bottom for both back bodice pieces. Then I'll place my back bodice pieces right sides together and pin together from the dot to the bottom of the garment. Then we'll sew from the dot to the bottom of the garment with a 5/8 inch seam allowance and press the entire seam open, including the portion that's unsewn. Now that I've pressed that seam open from top to bottom, for this unsewn portion that will be the back neck opening, I'm going to top stitch along my finishing stitches. From the top to the dot, then I'll pivot my stitches to sew along the finishing stitches on the other side to the top. Place the front and back bodice pieces right sides together along the shoulders and pin in place. Sew both shoulders with a 5/8 inch seam allowance, finish the raw edges together and press toward the back bodice. For the neck binding, one long edge does not have notches. Fold and press that unnotched edge to the wrong side by 3/8 of an inch. Align those notches on the binding with the shoulder seams. And align the center notch on the binding with the center front. Continue pinning around the neckline, easing the binding to fit. And note that along the center back, the binding will extend beyond the finished edge of the back bodice by 3/8 of an inch on both sides. Sew the binding to the neckline with a 3/8 inch seam allowance from center back to center back. Press your binding upward and over its seam allowance. For the back button loop, I'm choosing to use a piece of 1/8 inch elastic, but you could also use a loop made out of your main fabric or a piece of cording. I'm going to cut a piece that's about 2 inches long. I'll fold my elastic in half, and I'm going to place it onto the right side of my binding so that the raw edges point toward the raw edges of the binding. I'm going to place the elastic just under what will become the center of the binding, and I'll allow some seam allowance for the elastic within the 3/8 seam allowance of the short end of the binding. Baste the button loop in place. Now we'll fold the binding in half so that the crease that we made with the iron earlier meets the seam line, right sides together. And we're sandwiching the elastic on this side. Pin in place. Fold the opposite side of the center back in the same way. Sew both vertical edges of those short ends of the binding with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. I'm going to trim those binding seam allowances by about half. Then we'll turn our bindings right side out along the center backs. Place your pre-pressed folded edge of the binding on the inside over the seam line and pin in place from the outside all the way around. To make sure that I'm catching that folded edge of the binding on the inside, I'm going to sew just above the main binding seam line all the way around. Then I'm going to hand sew a button at the center back opposite the elastic. Now I'll place the front and back bodice pieces right sides together along the side seams and pin the side seams in place. Sew both side seams with a 5/8 inch seam allowance, finish the raw edges together and press toward the back bodice. Here is my sleeve ruffle piece, and I've gone ahead and finished the short small edges as well as the bottom curved edge. For the tiny straight edge along the corner, I'm going to fold it to the wrong side by 3/8 of an inch. Then I'm going to fold that finished straight underarm edge to the wrong side by 3/8 of an inch and pin as well. Then we can start folding and pressing the curved edge to the wrong side by 3/8 of an inch as well, which will create a nice clean finish along that point. And we'll finish the opposite point in the same way. Sew close to your finishing stitches along the entire finished edges of the flounce. We're going to place the flounce right sides together with its corresponding armhole. The underarm edges of the finished short edges of the flounce will meet at the underarm seam of the bodice. Align your remaining notches and pin in place all the way around the armhole. Sew the flounce to the armhole all the way around with a 5/8 inch seam allowance. Finish the raw edges together. Repeat to create both sleeve flounces. Now we can create the bottom hem. The prescribed bottom hem allowance for the pattern is 5/8 of an inch. If you like, you can finish the raw edges all the way around and fold that finished edge to the wrong side by 5/8 of an inch, so close to the finished edge. I'm choosing to make a wider hem than the pattern prescribes. I'm going to roll my hem twice by 1 inch. First folding it by 1 inch, then on top of itself again, and pin in place. Sew close to the upper inner fold all the way around to create the bottom hem. And now the top is complete. Thank you for watching this sew along. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future sewing tutorials, and I'll see you in the next video.